If you slow down and read Genesis 1, the creation story, you see something really awesome. Genesis 1 is not just listing events, it's structured very intentionally. You see that God creates spaces and then fills spaces. Let me show you what I mean. At the beginning of the book of Genesis, the earth is described as formless and void. In Hebrew, that phrase is tohu vavohu, which basically means formless and empty. It means nothing, but the Hebrew writers give structure to the nothingness. Nothing is defined as formless and empty. So we have a two-part problem at the beginning of creation. There is no structure and there's nothing. So what does God do? He fixes those two problems in stages. He forms the world and then he fills the world. Days 1 through 3, God creates spaces. Day 1, God creates light and separates light from darkness. He creates the cycles of day and night. Day 2, God separates the water. He creates the sky and the sea. Day 3, God gathers the waters and then dry land appears and plants begin to grow. So after the first 3 days, the structure of the whole world exists. You now have day and night, sky and sea, land and vegetation. But something pretty interesting is missing because it's still empty. It's like God built a house and nobody lives there yet. Now watch what happens on days 4, 5, and 6. God fills those spaces. On day 4, God fills day and night with the sun, the moon, and the stars. Day 5, God fills the sky and the sea with birds and fish. Day 6, God fills the land with animals and humans. So we see this awesome pattern where in the first 3 days of creation, God creates spaces. And on day 4, 5, and 6, God fills those spaces, almost like a perfectly matched set, which tells us something about how God makes things, how God brings order to chaos. Because God doesn't just create things randomly. He creates a world that works with rhythm, with purpose, with a place designed for life. What I often see in my own life from this is that when I feel far from God, usually I'm not creating space for him. And so if I create space, God will fill that space. So if you find yourself feeling far from God, learn from Genesis 1 and create some space in your life for God to fill.